Welcome to What the Fit, a podcast about what it means to be fit, whatever the fuck that means. Hello, Tiff Potter. Welcome.
Hi. I can't believe we're back together.
I'm so excited to have you.
Thank you. I appreciate
Returning guest, Tiff Potter. How do you introduce yourself these days? And don't mind this voice.
Someone had a good time.
No, I was sick.
Oh, tis the season.
And my voice just went last Friday. As I was going to bartend on a Friday night shift, I just had no voice. So that was fun.
Tis the season for
but
it.
It's getting better now, but I also know it doesn't sound that great. So anyways, how do you introduce yourself these days?
You know, I have thought about this quite a bit, and I've toyed around with a few different things.
Okay.
Ones I keep landing on are professional conversationalist.
Okay, I love.
A girl that likes to have a good time.
I love.
You know, rooted in fun. And I ultimately am still a voiceover artist. So if I am looking for a career introduction, I will typically write on the networking name tag, Tiff Potter voiceover artist.
Okay, that's sick. I love that.
Thank you.
Voiceover artist.
Thank you. It's always been a part of my career, but it's a piece of my business now still. So if you're looking for a title, I'm also the voice of Xavier University as their in-game host. So
hell yeah.
I don't know. It's a mix. It's tough. I have gone to introduce myself as Tiff in the morning several times, and I'm like,
yeah.
hello, I'm just Tiff.
Yeah.
Right now I'm coming to you and I'm just Tiff.
Yeah, no, that's
Tiff
great.
Potter.
And one of the topics of our conversation that I wanted to get into is the story of you recently getting laid off and now kind of starting on this new adventure. Obviously one that I can relate to very deeply. And I don't know, I think important conversations to have because I think this is happening a lot.
Sure.
There's this movement that I've seen on the internet, and I saw one first that was I got laid off from my corporate job, or I got laid off from my job. I'm starting something totally different. I was like, oh, wow, me too. Cool. But then I just saw more and more, and I was like, I'm not even unique or cool.
No, unfortunately,
my story is just the same as fucking everyone else's.
But it feels so personal, and it feels like an attack on your personality. I know, I get that. I get it. Yeah, the loss of job, my goal from losing my job. And by the way, if you didn't know this, I was host of Tiff in the Morning on Kiss 107.1 with iHeartRadio for 15 years in general with the company. I started in Boston and then moved to Cincy in 2019 and had the show from 21 on. But my goal in this, and hopefully whatever the other side is, if there is another side in it, is to not fear this part of life again, right? I often say to my friends, I often say to myself that you're just building blueprints for your life. And these are roads sometimes you just have to walk down. And at the end of it, you have the blueprint and you can go back and you can reference. And
sometimes you need to build the road yourself.
You do. And
sometimes there's no road where you want there to be a road.
You need a machete and you need to cut some things down and start walking and see where it takes you.
A grenade. I don't know. I like the image of a grenade just blowing shit up.
Yeah. And it's not, my goal is to hopefully not fear this again. Because I think in any industry, you grind, you hustle, you hopefully grow, and then you get to this pinnacle peak spot where maybe you've started making the money that you want to make, and then you start doing something that you feel hopefully really passionate about. I was always very lucky to feel fulfilled by a job and a career, which I'm learning is not the case for a lot of people. And so you finally get to this point, and then it's really when you're feeling great about yourself is when it pivots and changes. And that is life. That's going to happen through life. Right. And so my goal is to hopefully not fear this time again. And I am finding that job loss is not embarrassing, and it is happening everywhere. The story is not unique.
Right.
But the story, no matter who it's coming from, is always relatable and helpful to someone. Yeah. And I had gotten into a conversation with a friend recently, and she said, the pursuit of happiness job loss is one that everyone loves to watch, right? Because it's we go rock bottom where we're sleeping in our car, we can't pay our bills, and then we make our comeback. Those stories are phenomenal, but they're few and far between.
And you don't have to hit rock bottom.
You don't have to hit. I think the more relatable story is for maybe people like me and people like you that have lost their job, and instead of going, they go down here, but then they go this way and they go back up. Yeah. Those are the stories that are a skosh more relatable to millennial women and Gen Z women to know that there is another side.
Yeah, there is another side. Yeah, I'm trying to think somewhere along the lines of like where I am on that chart. So like I definitely was down. Like this time last year I think I was okay because it was like the holidays and like it hadn't really sunk in yet, and I was just
That's
like
where I am.
having a great time and
Yeah.
enjoying myself. And I told myself, I was like, I'm not even going to worry about the fact that I don't have a job until January, you know? Then January hit and I still had no idea what I wanted to do, and that's when I plummeted. I was like so depressed, like could not get out of bed, couldn't go to the grocery store.
Shoot.
Like it was not a fun time. I was just so lost. I was like, I don't know what to do. I knew that I didn't want to go back to corporate, but I had no plan of where I wanted to go in the future. So that was like my dark time, like January, February, you know, into like March.
Sure.
Things started to like look up for me because I just kind of had, you know, made the decision like, hey, I'm going on the podcast. I will figure out how to do this. I will make it happen. Obviously, where I'm still even in that phase, but just the decision alone of like, this is what I'm going to put my energy and heart and passion into was enough to like
Give
me
you
out
some
of that.
autonomy over your life again.
Yeah.
Yeah. I admire your honesty about that because, you know, when I lost my job, you were one of the first that I thought of.
Yeah.
You know, and so I'm there. I think it's extremely rude to have to lose your job and your summer tan within the same month. That is insane.
That's insane.
That was rude.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. I do have a lot of Christmas cocktails and Christmas cookies to distract me right now. But I'm kind of in that same boat of I am resetting my nervous system and trying to unwire my brain.
Yes.
And is there still gas in the tank for me radio wise?
Yeah.
Sure. Will it keep me in this city or beyond? I don't know. That's a decision. But I think as creators everywhere, trying to decide at what point do I hold enough cards to make something happen.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, get like gassing up a friend over a couple of drinks and being like, yeah, you've got it to make it. But then you go and you sit down. I don't even have a computer.
Yeah.
Crystal, I have no computer. Yeah. I don't know. I'm using my boyfriend's gaming computer, really raw and vulnerable and unsure of what's coming. But, you know, step one for me has been just, you know, if anyone is going through job loss at this time, the first month is emotional, is confusing. Then you have all the adult things, right? Like signing your severance agreement.
Right. Unemployment. That was a whole fucking nightmare that I will never wish upon the worst of my enemies.
So for those that don't know, I have a 6-month severance and a 6 months non-compete, which means I can't really operate in the broadcast space for 6 months.
Even if you wanted to, you couldn't.
Not really. No. No. So you kind of have to like learn these adult things and like, as someone that bases their entire life off of what the vibe is, it's really hard to go to a lawyer and be like, hey, what's the vibe of this contract? Should I worry about it or not? You know?
Yeah, for sure.
So it's a lot of learning and discovery. And then I took a trip to Asia for a month.
Yeah.
And coming back now is like, all right, I've kind of unwired my brain from being Tiff in the morning in some ways. I've reset my nervous system, and I'm at that exploration page. To be honest, when you said earlier in the conversation, what do you have going on? The truth is nothing.
Yeah.
I spent a lot of time using ChatGPT.
Oh, yeah.
And it was insightful.
Okay, what are you using it for?
Really?
I make jokes on here all the time about using it for people, but like I don't really use it.
You don't?
No, I don't.
Girl.
Like, what did you use it for? Did you use it for therapy?
I used it for a few different things. No, I don't use it for therapy, but I used it like I took my contract and I said, act like a lawyer. Are there red flags here? Right. So then unfortunately, when I lost my job, you know, I left a lot of Cincinnati hanging. You don't get a warning when you lose your job in radio.
Yeah.
You don't get to be like, hey, here's the story, here's the goodbye. And they're used to getting the story.
Yeah, for sure.
So you get a lot of comments of, you know, here's why. I had asked people, I said, why did you show up every day here or every once in a while? Or what was it about the show that you liked? And I took all of those answers and put them into AI, and it gave me a little bit more of a clear brand DNA. So messing around with that.
Wow.
Yeah,
okay, that's good.
Helpful.
Should I do that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. You can source even with what the fit. Why do you listen? What's important? Why do you come to me? What are some of the things that I give you?
Okay.
And then it will help give you a brand DNA. And then at least I know now moving forward, hey,
what are the values that you want to?
Yeah. What was I giving Cincinnati specifically that they would want from me if I continued on my own or continued maybe with another company?
Right.
You know?
No, for sure. It's exciting. Do you feel excited? Or are you not there yet? Yeah.
Some days, yeah. Some days, no. Right? Like some days you wake up and it's just like a weird place because
a lot of times I feel like I'm still like not living in reality because my reality had been a certain way for 14 years and now it's not.
Yeah.
I mean, and not to talk about grief on the grief podcast, but like losing your job is like a huge grief process.
For sure.
Yeah.
Because
it's your identity, it's transition, it's change.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I worked hard to try to build an identity outside of Tiff in the morning.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm on stable ground there sometimes.
Yeah, no, I felt good about that too because my corporate job was like so elusive to people. They wouldn't even know what it was. It didn't matter to like what I did on the podcast or like how I interacted in the community. So that was thankfully, but still like just identity of like, I'm someone who has that type of job. Right? Like I'm someone who, does that type of work or, I have that type of schedule or like I have those types of freedom, whatever, or those types of anything. It's just like, even if it wasn't necessarily the job, just like the structure of it.
For sure. Fulfillment.
Yeah.
I think that was one of the biggest things I was afraid of the Monday after I lost my job.
No, for sure. For you, that makes sense.
It's been exactly 2 months, but it was fulfillment. And what a blessing, right? To wake up and say, wow, I really fully lived and loved and felt fulfilled by a career for a long time. So if I never open up a microphone again in a traditional broadcasting sense, I can say I have peace in my heart that, man, like what I created, what I did, what we did as a city together, I loved.
Yeah.
And I loved it. And I hope the universe, will push me. I have to, you always
have to trust and you have to surrender, and it sucks and it's so hard and it's such a practice and it takes so much courage and discipline. And I as I'm saying this, I've had this like internal struggle for the last, couple of months and whatever about like my discipline wavering or like am I losing my discipline because I don't adhere to this set schedule and routine and all this stuff. And as I'm saying it out loud, I'm like, no, I didn't lose my discipline. It's just redirected. It's just like redirected into like breaking down a lot of these like common or not common, just previous patterns that I was like holding and that were like dictating and running my life, like these programs. And that I like kind of want to move away from.
So have you found, if one of your values is fulfillment, have you found fulfillment a year later?
Oh yeah. Well, the thing is like I always got fulfillment from the podcast. Like my corporate job is not where I was getting fulfillment. Okay. I was good at it. I could contribute. I did well. I liked my team. I liked what I did for work, but it wasn't like my purpose feeling. So like the podcast has always been that. So now focusing on that, like, yes, for sure.
Okay.
It's the only reason why I'm doing it.
That gives me some hope too.
Yeah.
That I'll find some fulfillment in the future or right now, currently, I guess is really more important, not necessarily the future.
Yeah. But I think you are like, you still like, I followed your trip when you were in Asia and like, that was so cool. And like, you have like a really unique perspective on storytelling. And just when like we were sitting here catching up for that, half hour or so, I was like, oh my gosh, you bring such this like grounding presence to the conversation.
Thanks.
That just like smooths over all the edges and makes people feel really comfortable to, be able to like open up and share. And that's really special.
Thank you.
So you're still doing it, even if you don't have a like structured way or a title, like you're still doing that just in being yourself, I think.
I appreciate that. You know who else told me that?
Who?
ChatGPT. Same thing.
See, why the fuck do I need it?
You
don't need to go to ChatGPT. Come to me.
You got it.
I'll tell you.
You got it. Well, I appreciate that. It's encouraging. And, the story, it really wasn't much of a story. And there's no anger there's no anger in my heart.
Yeah.
The thing when you lose your job is that it's not personal. So if you can separate yourself from that.
Yep. I could immediately do that, which I was thankful for.
But I would understand if someone was upset and angry. Let me I mean,
and there are situations where
get it.
Yeah, that may be very valid.
Sure. But it is one of those that, it hurts your heart, right? Like, I remember sitting in there, I got the look when they pulled me in, and I knew right away that it must have been coming because of, just the demeanor of the way it was executed, the way it happens. And even as we were departing, right, you're like kind of dumbfounded. You're asking questions, but you can't really process or retain information. Yeah. But I just remember there, sitting in there with these people, tearing up and just being so grateful and thankful for what I had when I had it. And so I'm trying to hold on to that as I move forward. But it's a hard one. It's a hard one to explain to your friends, to your family. It's a hard one to explain to, especially if you're someone that's ingrained into a community and people have access to you in the community. Those are all really tough things. I'm still kind of navigating.
Yeah, it's new. Like, you're like just a couple of months in, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
2 months, and then I kind of follow a similar structure of, it's really hard to stay focused in December.
Yeah.
I mean, just the other day I had like martinis at 11 a.m.
Yeah.
Like,
as you
what
should.
am I doing?
As you should. I had a great time.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still having a great time. But yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah. One of the pieces of advice I received from professional mentors right after I got laid off was take the time to not do anything.
Sure.
Like, really take the time. If you're able to do it, to take it. So it sounds like
grateful place
you're taking that, and I'm yeah.
Yeah, I went to Asia and I thought I was going to be like super introspective and be like, what do I want in my life?
Yeah. Like, get all these
who
like divine
am I?
downloads.
What did I want?
What happened?
I just partied.
Yeah. Listen, sometimes what the soul needs is to go party.
Yeah, I did.
As a spiritual experience.
No, and I did learn some things there too, right? First of all, this is the first time I'd ever traveled and had, I wasn't stressed about a job when I came home or money because I had already paid for this trip. The timing of it all was very interesting. If you didn't know the story, I was only supposed to go to Vietnam for about 10 days with another group of people that were already going for a month. So girl math, I bought the ticket. It was done. It was already over. I bought it months ago or weeks ago. Right. And then I lose my job and I thought about it. And, I said, well, I'm really it costs so much money to get over to Asia in general. Why don't I just take advantage of it? And I had to work through some things here with people and so I did, and that's how I extended the trip. Serendipitous timing, all of it came together, and things that I did learn about myself on that journey outside, wasn't what I was going to do when I came back, but it was things that you kind of hold close here. Yeah. I can and am the figure it out person. I typically would have leaned on friends or, anyone else in the group to figure it out. But I was the person on my phone, on Google Maps, getting.
You were the leader.
Or at least the leader of my intimate tribe. My boyfriend and I, right? Like I figured out finances. I felt super independent in a foreign country. I was on the back of someone's moped that didn't speak English, having the time of my life. For sure, right? For sure. So I learned that I can be the independent person. The other thing that I learned, two more I'll share with you. The first is I am emotionally grounded and I can zoom out a lot on a situation and provide perspective and stay emotionally grounded. And that was not the case for others.
Because traveling can be really stressful.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know how many times I've lost my shit when I've been traveling?
Oh, crash out. We used to call
it crash out.
Committed to the crash out sometimes. And I get it. But I was able to stay really emotionally grounded, which is, something I will cherish. And then lastly, I learned how to fight with my boyfriend over there. Not physically, of course, but I think the amount of times that we're taught how to love. It is equally as important to sit across from someone and disagree with them and be able to find common ground and move on. Yeah, right. Definitely. And so I learned and fully move on and not let it hang over the trip or ruin it. There were times where I said, I will certainly not allow this to ruin my night or our night, but I need to express this to you now. Yeah. I will give you time to respond. You come to me when you have your response. And he did. And we, shed a few tears, talked about it, and we moved on. And as the person moving on, you have the choice. You can either let it hang over you, or you can accept the apology, accept the conversation, and let it the fuck go.
Well, I think, and for me, like, when I'm having those challenging conversations, like the intention is to repair. Right. And
Sure.
so like, you know what I mean? So like, even if like, yes, we're sharing disagreements, we're having a fight, an argument, whatever. If the intention is to go in and like, okay, we're going to resolve this. So like, I'm curious about what you're thinking. Like, I want to share what I'm thinking. Like, so I think in that way, it's like fighting is like, I know we say fighting, but like really you're learning just like how to communicate, I guess.
Yeah.
And it's uncomfortable. And when it's uncomfortable, like it's difficult. So the conversations can be tense or they can get heated or closed off. You know what I mean? Like it's just natural for those things to happen. But that's really cool that you got to do that. And travel, I feel like will accelerate
For
those sort of conversations.
And this is the first trip that I took, and I think I had started telling you this, that I was not worried about a job.
Yeah.
I wasn't worried about the content I was supposed to get for that job.
Yeah.
I wasn't worried about getting over a previous relationship and wishing they were there. And at the same time, I wasn't concerned about being in a relationship and them not being there.
Yeah.
They were right. He was right there. And it was all right there. So I was so present and so peaceful. And that is a gift.
Oh my God.
That was a gift. And I said thank you to the universe.
No, yeah, for sure. I did a solo trip to Ireland this summer before I got laid off.
As did I.
Last summer. Yeah. We
I
did
went
it
the summer solo.
And I always think of that as being like such a gift because like this is while I was still employed, right? So like I fucking balled out. Like I went to one of the nicest hotels in Dublin. Like I was getting massages. I was just like full on treating myself to this glorious solo trip. I had an amazing time.
Yeah.
Like
good.
For sure. So, and then, got laid off a couple months later.
Yep.
And when I was in this like, the depths of my despair, just being like, how am I going to figure this out? Do I have what it takes? What am I going to do? Whatever. I would think about that solo trip and like how I felt and how it was all because of me. Like it was all just on me. I planned everything. I paid for everything. I did everything. It was an incredible, beautiful experience because of me. And that like travel experience was literally like a beacon of light in my depression. That's why I feel like travel is just like so important because you're like in this new place. So like the memories and stuff are like cemented more, I think.
For sure. And I encourage you, and if you're listening right now, I have empty frames around my house and I've started practicing printing out special pictures from those times that I felt really good like that. I've got one in my room now.
Oh my God, that's such a good idea.
I encourage you to do the same because it's almost like a timestamp of like,
yes,
man, like I'm firing on all cylinders right now and I'm really proud of that and I want to cement that in a frame somewhere.
And that feeling inside me is not gone.
Sure.
It's not very accessible right now. It feels hard to grab onto it, but like you've been there before and you'll be there again. It's not gone.
You're building blueprints. Yeah. A lot of women come to my page and came to my show, and I'm wondering if it's the same for you, for solo travel as a female. And I traveled solo over to Asia, and I did solo things there, but I want to be clear that I had a group with me.
Yeah, this time.
I did solo travel in Ireland as well. And, is there something about solo travel that you like love, hate?
Yeah, I think it is terrifying to me. I typically have really bad travel anxiety.
Sure.
I think honestly that this trip to Ireland kind of cured me of that. But I don't know. It just like always felt like I prefer to have someone there. If shit goes wrong, like at least you have someone else. But then on the flip side is like if shit goes wrong, you have you and you've got you. Like I had to do a lot of inner child healing to like work on my travel anxiety.
Oh, I get that. I get it. I think there are so many great things, even if you're in a relationship. That's why I call it solo. I used to say this a lot when I was in a long distance relationship years ago. I would say I'm solo, not single, right? It is so empowering to build independence, and whether you do it through traveling or you go to the movies by yourself.
Yeah.
And it's something really special to have.
Yeah, it's like just building confidence in yourself and knowing like you've got your own back.
Yeah. And it's okay not to like it. Like there are days where I'm like, I don't want to be solo on this trip. I would like to be with friends.
Yeah.
I would like to be out to dinner with a friend.
Yeah. However, definitely. I had uncomfortable times where I'm just like walking around the park, like lapping the park by myself.
Like a loner. Okay, right.
This is lovely, but it'd be lovelier with someone else.
And it's not all or nothing. That's another piece of advice I give out too. Like it doesn't have to be like you backpacking to Europe for 6 months alone.
Yeah, that would be intense.
Start small with anything in life. It's not all or nothing. And maybe I need to heed some of my own advice. Like, you spent 3 hours today figuring out your brand. That is a little bit of work.
No, I know.
It's not all or nothing.
I know.
Until the bills show up and I can't pay them. Like,
no,
damn.
Right, I know. Seriously.
I wish I worked harder.
It's a special time. It's a special place to be in. I just had a lot of, so I'm coming up on like 1 year. I surpassed 1 year. It's like about a year and a month.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
You know what? Congratulations.
Dude, I was like, for 1 year, I made it work.
Made it
myself.
Work? And 6 months of that, you didn't have pay. You had you had to go and find it, right?
Yeah, right. No, I learned an entirely new skill and took on an entirely new job, and I can
give it up
myself. To you. Like, fuck yeah, amazing. I was just talking to my business coach yesterday, and I had just got some like really good news about podcast stuff, and I was like just happy about that, and I was sharing with her, and we were kind of making whatever, having our coaching call. And she was like, is there anything else, what's like going on, what's bothering you? And I was like, honestly, right now, nothing. That's
a good place to be.
I'm like right now in this moment today, like I feel really good about getting this good news. And I just want to like be in that. And she's like, absolutely. She's like, let's just celebrate that. Like,
celebrate that win, girl.
I was like, I needed a little bit of break. It's been a tough month. It's been not a month, just like a time. It's been a suffering time, but that's okay.
And is it interesting how two things can be true at the same time, right? Like I have food on my table, I have community, and I have love in my heart.
I do.
Right? And
yeah.
you have the same. I'm sitting in this beautiful podcast studio,
yeah.
right? It's the same.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I also feel like a piece of me is just a little shattered and broken or disjointed or insert whatever adjective is supposed to go here.
Yeah.
And
just like a creature of the night. I feel just like a creature of the night.
Well, you literally are a creature of the night.
Yeah.
I don't know how you tend bar, as my dad would say it from Boston. He's a bartender. I don't know how you do it. I couldn't do it.
It's just like anything else. You get used to it.
Could we open up a morning bar? I would love to tend bar at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's called a coffee shop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you could definitely do that.
Okay.
I don't know. It's just like anything else. You get used to it, right? And like, I have like many, many important hours of my life that take place between 4:30 a.m. and 8:30 a.m. That's just like how it is.
Yeah.
And make it work. Yesterday, I was a complete creature. Like I think I told you, I didn't take my makeup off from the night before until 3:40 p.m. the next day. I didn't brush my hair. I didn't brush my teeth. Oof. I laid on my couch and I just had a nest of everything that I needed around me, like a little creature nest. Ordered food, just like scavenging in my cupboards for anything left.
Dude,
plates, forks, laptop, just
And you don't feel bad about yourself that way?
No, I don't fucking feel bad about myself. Ugh. I was a creature. I needed to be. I needed to just shed a skin.
Yeah, I'm trying to take a page out of your book on that one.
It's fine. What does it mean about who you are? Is that how you live your whole entire life? You saw my house when you came. What's it look like?
It's beautiful.
Fine.
Yeah.
It took me 10 minutes to tidy up my little creature nest.
I love that.
I don't feel bad about it. But if you do feel bad about it, you should sit with it and ask yourself why it makes you feel bad to be a creature.
I don't love myself when I'm doing 2 screens at once. If you're going to creature rot, then you watch TV. But I use it as almost like a numbing, and I don't love that because I'll be scrolling Harry Potter, scrolling. I don't like that about myself.
Game of Thrones. I mean, I think that it's like any sort of numbing agent that we use, alcohol, drugs, whatever, it can go too far. But also, like, sometimes I like to do it.
And that's, what that's called? Full autonomy over your adult life.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah. And sometimes that's what I want to do.
Lucky place to be in.
Yeah.
Yes and no.
No, I think ultimately yes. Like I think it's just like at least where I am right now, what I'm practicing is just is being and feeling more human and more like myself and less like, oh, I have to be this certain way and I can't like ever make any mistakes and everything has to be perfect and everything has to be optimal. Like, no. Nope. I'm going to be a creature. I'm going to doom scroll. I'm going to rot. I'm going to like fucking just had my vibrator there with me the whole time,
I love
brought
that.
it down, just
there is
do whatever the fuck I want. It's my life. It's my Like,
it's mine. It's mine.
It's mine.
Gwen Stefani said that.
And like, slept for 12 to 13 hours and got up and showered. And here we are sitting here today. I'm going to work tonight. Like, we can be many different things. Many different things.
This is making me feel a little bit more regulated and empowered as I move through December and such. So I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you.
No, you have permission to be a creature.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Appreciate that. Okay, we've got like 10 minutes left. Do you have anything, since, you've been on the radio for so long and you've been talking so long and you haven't done it in maybe a little bit of time, that you've been like dying to get out? Anything that you've seen that you're like, need to get to the people?
Ooh, yeah, there were a lot of moments that I wish it's what's stopping me from just recording something and doing it, right?
Exactly,
I'm working on it.
But it feels like you don't want to be intentional about the next move, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
this is the first time I've talked on a microphone in 2 months.
How's it
to
feel?
be honest, it feels good to be back a little bit. Yeah, it feels good. There were a lot of parts about Asia that I wanted to come home and debrief Cincinnati on,
Okay, was there anything one in particular?
Yeah. There was an instance on the trip where two people ended up getting into a crash out fight.
Are these two people romantically involved?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They were romantically involved. And one of the nights we went out in Thailand. If you didn't know this, I went to Vietnam for about 14 days, maybe a little less, maybe 12 days. And then I went to Thailand for about the same. Thailand is extremely sexualized, which I was not sure. I didn't know of until I got there.
Yep.
I think it's a part of their culture, but I also get the sense that it's tourism, and we know that sex sells. And so it's like a really I went to a pussy show.
Oh, yeah.
Where they shoot ping pong balls out of their vaginas. Like, it was definitely eye-opening.
There's in Amsterdam as well.
But when you are when you're in those types of situations and you're romantically involved, and it's interesting to watch how other couples navigate it, right? Mm-hmm. There was one couple that enjoyed bringing people back into their their
space,
space, and like that was something they explored. But
sure.
Man, it is tough to be on the other side of the world and go through a crash out, and then that night come home from that and book a flight home.
That's what happened.
I'm like, so we're out on that walking street, which is like, think of it like their Dora district, but times like a million.
Sure,
right?
yeah.
So we're out there having a good time, and there's just like tons of people, like it's like, it's busy.
Yeah.
And we're drinking. They in Thailand, they now have cannabis dispensaries. You can only smoke in the dispensary, or like kind of like sneak it around. But they also sell mushrooms.
Yes. Okay. Very much like Amsterdam. It sounded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we took some mushrooms, and I'm giggling. I mean, we're just having the
giggle factory.
My partner and I, we're having the time of our lives.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, hey, I get it. This couple it was one of those where it was a 2 a.m. fight in the 7-Eleven parking lot, verbally, of course. And we get this cab home, and my boyfriend and I are just crying, laughing. So like, I can't. Yeah, I can't go back. Like, there's nothing. Like, I'm here. We're here. What are we supposed to do? But you can tell that the energy is off. When you are with a couple and you're like, I can smell it. Something ain't right.
Yep.
And it happens.
I know it happens, and they probably hate it too. But it's like, you are literally bringing down the vibe for all of us.
And just for yourself too,
yes,
right? Like, I was lucky enough to be able to create my own little bubble and have a good time over here, but I felt for them. So anyways, then we get home, and I mean, next thing I know, he's booked a hotel, packed his suitcase, and has left. And I look at my boyfriend tripping, and I'm like, this woman is alone in a foreign country on the other side of a world in the house full of strangers. Like, I'm going to go in there.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm in there, eyes dilated, and she's sad.
Of
like,
course.
sad. That's sad.
Of course.
Right? And I'm just like, I mean, usually I'm pretty grounded and in introspect. I was just like, like, I can't give you much, right?
You're on mushrooms.
But I'm here for you, girl. Whatever you
collectively,
need.
we are all here for you.
We are here.
We are all here for you.
And she woke up. I mean, she's like, I booked the flight home. So she left the next day. And I come to find out that he had gone to this hotel so that he wouldn't say anything that he would regret, which I think in a man's mind is the right move.
No.
He blocked her.
Absolutely not.
Like, you blocked her? We're on the other side of the world. Like, unfortunately, you have to lock in.
Like, absolutely.
Absolutely
no,
not.
That him being like, I went so I wouldn't say anything I regret is just him making up some fucked up rationale in his mind so he can like reason himself out of the fact that he literally abandoned his partner probably over some dumb ass shit. You know it was dumb. You know it was stupid.
Ooh.
But blocked her.
And then blocked her. And so she left the next day and flew back to America. But imagine being like on a flight for
that was hell. That was hell.
An economy?
That's
25 hours of economy. You have to take 3 flights to get to
and you
Asia.
can't even talk to anyone or text anyone. It's just you alone in your airplane thoughts.
Watching a Pixar movie.
Oh, that's bad. I hope she had drugs. I hope
she
had drugs, a Valium, something. I hope she had something, Xanax, something.
You know, it was interesting though, because then the next day,
but that's going to make a really good story for her someday.
For sure. Mm-hmm. Then the next day, I'm in the cab with the two of them, my boyfriend and his good friend, and
the one that
I'm in the middle of them. Yeah, and I could tell he wanted to ask about it, and and I was like, I'm on a level with you, man, like. I think you try, and listen, I want to validate that there was a lot of hard work. I think he put in a lot of hard work, but it seemed a little bit like it was misguided. Like he was putting in hard work towards things that she didn't need. You know what she needed? Like all women need emotional availability. Yeah. How about a heart to heart, a conversation? Yeah. I said she wanted what was in here. And unfortunately, you've got some pretty high walls built up. And you've got to figure out what your values are, what your needs are, and if you value this. Yeah. If you don't, that's okay.
Right.
My God.
No, yeah. Oof. It's tough out there.
So he got a tattoo because tattoos are big in Asia.
Cool.
So he got a full back tat. I wouldn't want to be him sitting in a tattoo chair for 2 days. Same thing. Full back tat. Booked a flight, went home. I don't know.
Okay, I need a follow-up.
I know. I don't have one for you right now.
Okay, well, you're going to come back on for our end of year episode.
Yes.
We're going to do a recap of 2025. I've been thinking it's 2024 and that we're going into 2025.
Ooh, well, girl, welcome to New York.
It's because
welcome to New York.
This whole year, I haven't really ever had to write the year because I'm not in a I'm like I was so dialed into like calendar times, quarters, whatever. Right. Always seeing the date every day. Date.
Now?
I do know it's December 10th today, but like normally I have no idea.
You want to know what's kind of embarrassing?
What?
Is I will go into my iPhone calendar and document what I've done, even if it's dumb. In my calendar yesterday on December 9th, it says got blackout from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. I don't know. I don't know what to put in there. I feel like a little kid that has a purse with nothing in it. Oh, that's me and my calendar.
My
right now.
recovery from my calendar took a while, so just be open to the feelings and experiences that comes with the loss of one's calendar.
Yeah, because right now all it says is 9 p.m. on a Tuesday blackout.
Mm-hmm. You probably had this on the calendar, right?
I did. Yeah, I did put Chrissy What the Fit on there.
Yeah, good.
And thank you for giving me the time and the space.
Oh my God, of course. I'm so happy. I'm excited to have you come back and we'll have like a really fun episode.
Yeah, I have nothing but good things to say about the city of Cincinnati, and I always appreciate how much they really leaned in. And it was, usually people have to die to get the type of feedback I got when I departed from my company. And so it really was inspiring, and I appreciate that. I also appreciate my former company a lot, and I've got nothing but good things to say about that and the things that that we built here and will continue. And I appreciate you, my girl, for giving me
we're building the blueprint for the next thing.
Oh my God.
There we go. Thanks, guys. Love you. Thank you so much for listening. Make sure you're following me on Instagram at Chrissy Gurley and at What the Fit Podcast. Full video episodes will be available on Spotify and YouTube, so follow and subscribe. If you're loving What the Fit, please help spread the word. Send it to a friend, share it to your story, and if you're looking for even more exclusive content, become a Patreon member. You can find it at patreon.com/whatthefitpodcast.